Hey beloved, in today's video I'm going to be talking about a very important topic, right? And that is, how do you process negative thoughts, right? A lot of people have these thoughts that come up, thoughts like, what if things don't work out for me? What if I fail? Why do things never work out for me? Why does everybody leave me? So in that sense, I guess people have these thoughts and they just stick with them and they don't know how to, I guess, move past them. So this video is going to be detailing exactly that, so stay tuned. All right, the first thing when it comes to a negative thought is to identify the thought, right? So you would notice the thought and it's there. So the thing about thoughts is that if they feel like imposters, it's because they are, right? Not every thought that shows up is something that you need to believe. So the first thing that you need to do when a thought pops up is question the thought, right? So in order to process a thought, you need to allow it to come through and come past, I guess, your mental process. So the first thing in order to process that thought is to identify, is this thought mine? Or is this a thought from past experiences? Is this a thought that was planted by something that somebody once said to me that hurt me? So identify, is this even your thought? Is this a thought that you just caught maybe from the things, the people that you're surrounded by, right? Because sometimes people around you do say things that influence your thinking, right? So sometimes it could be things like, oh, not everybody's going to get a job. You know, not everybody's going to end up in a good relationship. Not everybody's going to do that. And then you adapt that and you start to let that thought sink in. So the first thing in regaining your power, since I'm making all of these movements, is to evaluate, is this thought mine and where does it really come from, right? Does it come from past experiences? Does it come from the people around me, right? The second thing, right, so once you've identified the thought, it's there. So you observe the thought. So this is you observing the thought before it passes. The second thing that you need to ask yourself is that, is this thought true, right? So sometimes thoughts come up in our minds. And the thing is, you don't need to believe every single thought that comes up. Just because it comes up doesn't mean it's true, right? So you might find that there's actually evidence in your life that proves the thought should be otherwise, right? Proves the thought should not be real. So for example, if you believe that you are always alone and you don't have support, is that true really? Think of maybe 3 people who actually support you in your journey. If you believe that things don't ever work out for you, think of experiences when things did work out for you, and that's gonna allow you to see that, okay, not all thoughts are real, right? If you think that you're unlovable, think of 2 people, at least one person that loves you. That's enough to disprove the thought and to show you that not all thoughts are real, right? And so basically, so now the thought is here, right? And you keep questioning this thought and say, now before the thought leaves, the last question that you want to ask it is that, I guess, what experience that needs to be healed does this thought bring my awareness to? So question that as well, because some thoughts come because there's things that we haven't healed, and every time something goes bad in our lives, we go back to the thought or belief, right? And before the thought leaves, now ask yourself, what new thoughts am I going to replace the thought with, right? What new truths am I going to replace this thought with? Again, like I said earlier on in this video, not every thought that comes up is meant for you to believe it. Thoughts are things just like emotions, right? They're supposed to be processed, and especially if they're not serving you. So you also have to ask yourself, is this thought serving me? Why should I keep it if it's not? And understand that you do have a choice of believing something else, thinking something else outside of what you've always been thinking. And just because you've had the thought for 10, 20, 30, 40 years does not mean that that thought is real or that you have to keep it. So I guess what I'm saying in this video is that you have to give yourself permission to let go of the thoughts that aren't serving you. Question the thoughts, and that's how you process it. Observe it, look at it and say, okay, is this thought real? What is it trying to bring my awareness to in terms of, maybe there's an experience that's attached to the thoughts. Maybe it's an experience whereby someone said something to you that allowed you to carry that thought in your consciousness for so many years, right? So this could be something from television, from people around you, just random things that people say. And then we keep that in our consciousness, and that affects how we live, exist, and feel, right? So your thoughts always affect how you feel, and that's why you want to choose them consciously. I say choose because you do have the power to choose your thoughts. You do have the power to make different decisions about what you accept into your consciousness. So I guess for this video, I'm sending you off with love, and please let me know in the comments if this video was helpful. What's some of the challenges that you've had with your thoughts? What are some of the thoughts that you need to maybe start questioning and seeing, is this thought real? Where does it come from? And what new thought am I really choosing to replace this thought with? So thank you for watching this video. Just remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Also follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. My handle is Yvette Aloe, Aloe. And also, yeah, I guess till the next time, I'm setting you off with love. XOXO.